Alright, take two because my phone's a bitch. So we're here on site, working on for a realtor. They access to the house, so we're going to be the first ones to go inside since they've listed it. Usually that's an indication of it's some kind of foreclosure. I didn't get the details of what the actual situation was, just that they had the permission to let me in to come do this and gain them access. Sit here and document going into this house for the first time as the service guy. Use my little tripod here, hopefully. See if I can get it to hold on to place. Let's see if I can get that to angle where I want it so that you guys can watch what I'm doing. Normally I would pick the back door on the chance that both doors are currently locked. They're both dead bolts, but the back door is overgrown by a branch. So we're going to get this box out of the way. We're going to go get our lockout kit. We're going to gain ourselves access here. You're going to stare at the door for a minute, but you know, that's what it is. So we got our orange box of openings tools here. And a super loop. The super loop is always our best friend. That's going to be a quick set keyway. We know that just because they're the only ones that use that kind of design. So quick set, wiser, Dexter, all the above. Use the KW1 keyway. What use that plug. Shoot a nice little bit of lube in there. I'm going to find our handy dandy KW1 bump key if I hopefully got a not broken one. I did yesterday. We're all in rough shape. That's what that is. Want that key moving freely when you're bumping. Nothing's setting. You're nothing hitting. That time I heard some pin set. That's not the best of my bump keys. It's got rather small teeth. Hey, hear a bunch of them setting. See if I got a better one in there. Right there. It's got a little more teeth on it. More drag. Probably use a little more lube actually. That one was close. I can hear them setting. That's pretty damn close. Yes, I could bust out my quick set, picks or leashes and possibly been in quicker. Usually a bump key gets it within the first couple whacks for me. There we go. Took a few more whacks than I would expect it, but we're in. There we go, voila. Now we can rekey and everything else. But first, let's take a tour for the house for the realtor. See what we find. Alright. So I'm gonna be the first ones to walk in a while. Yep, your usual foreclosure. I'll say she smells better than most of the average foreclosures. We're not required to ever do a walkthrough, but realtors and banks are usually appreciative of pictures. Plus it gives us a chance to document anything that was broken or out of place before we arrived. He didn't have any pets, doesn't smell well, no. There's the pets. There's the classic signs. Poor kids. Room full of just dog shit everywhere. Dog shit on everything. Locksmith! Always try to announce myself, just in case one of these places is actually not empty. Check for any running water and make sure there's no pipes running or any leaks prevalently obvious. It's amazing how much stuff people just leave behind when they leave. Alright. There's probably a really scary basement. It looks like this way. Nope, just a little sub-closet. No entries or exits. They asked us to secure only one door. As you can see, they probably don't want to put a whole lot of money into their listing, but they'd like to be able to get in and out. Keep people out of it. Not that they can make too much bigger a mess. It's probably it. Looks like a bathroom lock here. Knock knock, locksmith. Alright. Not the roughest bathroom we've ever seen. It's dry. Another dumpster. Here you go, guys. It's for sale. It's available if you want it. I don't know. She's not a terrible little place. Nice little sleepy town. Middle of nowhere, Ohio. She needs work. But now our job is to get them working keys. Handy dandy screwdriver. Right, lock this tripod back into place. Get you back on. Now at this point, this is one of them knobs where you actually have to take the whole doggone knob off the door. So that's what we're going to do. Two screws. Now I've done the short on it, but here's one in real time. You can't take that lever out without pushing this latch in on the side. So we're going to push the latch in, the lock's going to come right back out. As you see when I go to put it back in, without pushing it, same thing. That's how you get those quick sets out, guys. And when we put ours back in, we'll put it back in right so that the thing is straight up and down like it's supposed to. A little OCD of my own. Let's go back to the truck and key this lock that has no keys to some new keys so that they can go about their day in business. But first we gotta pop this plug out to get to the lock cylinder. One of my least favorite styles because it's never cooperative. I'm gonna try and pull it off without too many 4-letter words today. You have to bear a little bit of noise because it's hot in the back of the van and I don't have any climate control in the back. That's an upgrade that wasn't offered on this particular available model. So she hot. We're gonna a big old patent fan blowing. Here's your tool you're looking for to pull it out. It's got those two little prongs. We're gonna put them little prongs inside to get it out. We're gonna need ourselves this needle nose, little skinny set of pliers, which unfortunately I have conveniently located right here. This is the needle nose. You're gonna take the back side of your tool with that little lip on it. And you're gonna find the side on the back of your lock that depresses. That's solid. That's solid. That's solid. I had a 1 in 4 chance. So that means right there, that tool is going to push in sideways. Push this little tab. I think you can see that moving. Pushes that little tab. And once I lock that in there, up on top of it, not below it, I'm going to be able to reach in, pull this little post out. That's what locks and unlocks everything. Now the hole that it came out of is where I got to stick this end of the tool. You're trying to pinch two little sets of arms into place to make them come out, which I've never been very good at, except for today. Yay. So those are what you're trying to grab. Take your tool back out. You're trying to get your tool in. Push down on that side, and then grab that side, and then push it out the lock the way you saw it shoot out. Now we gotta rekey this tool, or this great key with no keys. So first thing we gotta do is take this retainer clip off the back. It's kind of hard to catch. There it is. You can see that. That's right there. They make tools for these. I've never been great with them. I give them to all the guys that are pretty good with them. I'm better with a screwdriver because that's how I learned. Here's your little clip. Be gentle. Those bend easy. If you damage that, your lock's worthless if you don't have a replacement. Now we gotta find our shims. It's gonna be a thin piece of aluminum, curved. Take our lock, as you've seen me do before. We're going to shim this bad boy open. Uncut key, no cuts on it. We'll start in on the top right here on the back side where all the top pins will lie and rest. I'm going to try and do it sideways today so you can see it right there. It stops. You can see it stop. You can see the tension on my finger to show it stops or it shoot out. Same difference. It's because it's hitting that back pin. You gotta be gentle because what you're trying to do is you're trying to split the two pins as you pull this out. I tend to give it a little wiggle. The wiggle is optional. I got a bad start. It slid funny. There we go. Sometimes you'll get stuck on top pins or spools. We got all but about one. There we go. Key turn. She's picked. That's how you unlock it with no key. We find our magic red follower. Send it through. Now our red follower always has a flat spot on it. That's why I like this one. We're going to put it in. We're going to twist it. If there's any master pins or any extra keys that worked in it that weren't supposed to, that's going to reveal it at that time. And then you can spin that tool usually back into place so that you don't have to re-drop all those pins. But today is going to make a liar of me and make me hate my life if it doesn't spin back around. I was pretty sure there were none in there. There you go, spun back around. Pretty sure there were none in there. I was just being precautionary. And sometimes you end up getting top pins stuck and you have to repin all your top pins. That makes you kind of not happy. I got code cut keys on my front seat because I came prepared. I wasn't prepared enough to bring them back, so let me grab those. Remember correctly, I did them on the green ones. I remembered correctly. What we did is we took old US slot quick set keys that never matched to a code. I cut me two brand new ones that'll actually work to code, just so I have two cuts. That's why you see 4 keys on it. screws are going to get pitched, they're not going to work. I'm going to finish the toes on the key, which I'm not going to share with you. Not that I think you would come find where I'm at, but that's not the point. Well, of course, they used a cut that doesn't exist, so I got a mat. That would make bumping this very difficult, because the average person is not going to make their bump key with the extra cut that's not on quick set keys. So technically it made it a little more secure for them against at least a bump attack. It's still just a cheap quick set, don't get overconfident in the security it's going to provide you. Your real security is in your deadbolt anyhow. There we go, there's all our pins, we're flush. Now the fun part, you always put it back in the lock, test it, always a chance something goes wrong here. Key turns, life's good, no errors. Behind me, my fancy metal clip tray. That's where we're going to find my clip being stored. These can be difficult to put back on sometimes. So we're going to try it with just the fingers, see how well it goes. Slid right back on. Keys still work. Now don't forget your little black post that you pulled out, your little black post. Put that right back into your lock, just push. It's going to click, boom, boom. To the left is locked, to the right's unlocked. We're not going to put this back in until it's on the door so that we can make sure we put our keyway in the way it's supposed to be in. So let's go back to the door, let's go put it back onto the door here. Just going to make sure I got my screwdriver here, we got our lock here. And we're going to exit the van, try not fall on our face or drop our phone. That's a full-time challenge to me sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna put this bad boy back on the door. Take our lock, you got a half moon shape, your half moon's going to go back into the half moon, curved edge to curved edge. You got to push your latch in or your lock's not going to go back in the door. You got two posts with two holes that'll line up into. The back side of your hole, you have three little posts. So the smooth side, round side has to come in on that side, and you gotta make sure your button is lined up, because that's a little rectangular thing with the post that's in the back that you saw me removing. The door, there are two screws back there. Take her lock. Now is when we push it back in, it's just going to push in. So you're just going to line it up, give her a push. Sometimes a push and a smack. was getting ready to do the smack, but there you go. This time just a push. She's in. Locks, locks. And now we just should have brought the keys to test them, but we'll test them when we come back because that's a whole extra trip. Door don't shut very good. Alright, now we gotta go do the same thing for the garage because they'd like access to the garage also. Let's go for a walk. That's what a lot of this job is, walk. Walk to the door, walk to the van, walk to the door, walk to the van. On the good days, it's one walk to the door in the van. On the bad days, it's 10 walks and half the van contents. There's a rough ouch looking lock as I smack this dumpster behind me into it. Times like this, I'm grateful for the locksmith shirt and the van mark. Helps keep the alien neighbor from next door coming and asking too many questions most times. Let's see if same key potentially. We do. That's always good stuff. We'll be able to use same key, front door, back door, or garage door, front door. Usually makes people and realtors happy. I'm just gonna bump a second one real quick. Maybe. I like to change my angles of force. I like to put my pressure on my key. Of course the wrong way, but that's awesome. It comes out. When it doesn't hold it, that makes life real easy if you bump it the wrong direction. Now we just get out what we call our spin tool. As soon as I figure out which end of the container we got it in. There she is. You just spin it to whichever way you want the lock to spin. I want it to spin left, so we're going to push in left. Lock it in place by pushing in. Be it in the keyway, we're going to push that button on the back. Voila, she's locked. Got her spun and unlocked. So we can take a walk around and a peek inside the garage together. Yeah, probably better shape than the house. Good looking guitar amp or something back there. Alright, now to get this lock off, we're going to just have to push that little button on here. Fortunately, I got my pokers on me. It's a quick set, so usually the key doesn't have to be turned, but we're not going to unturn it right away if we don't have to, but then we don't have to bump it or kick it again. There's a button. Comes off, got the button, and now we go do another rekey with no key and match it up to the other locks. I know guys, not the greatest camera work always, but you can see what's going on, and if you find it interesting, well, what the heck, a little fucking shaky camera's not gonna scare you off. There we go, back to the van. See if we can get you down a little lower the angle here, a little better view. This has a little locking plate on the back that comes off. Find your little flathead screwdriver. take that off. This is out. The lock slides out. Now we gotta still take our little clip off on the back of this one. We're gonna try really hard not to unlock or relock it while doing so, because then I don't have to pick it. So we're gonna have to hold that lock cylinder tight. You don't want to spin as you try to take that clip off. And I'm gonna need a second flat head to pull it off. I know it probably wouldn't take me that long to shim it, but I don't have to. Why do so? She's a stubborn clip, but we got her started. So we'll be able to put our little screwdriver behind the lip of it, pull her off. Now since I could do that without locking it, I don't have to shim it. Now I can just pin it. And now we just pin it back to the door lock. Four 1 4.